Paris, and we are deeply indebted. The representation in this conference is a reflection of the hope that many find in the REDD+. It represents an important opportunity to address climate change, but also protect forests for all the environmental services they provide. That has been the motivation for many organizations and communities, such as the Prince of Wales Rainforest Project, the international NGOs, our own Green Belt movement, and countless other civil society organizations and advocates for forest protection. It has also been the motivation for many governments that have been committed to protecting forests. The challenge facing us, Your Excellencies, on forest and climate is well known, and with the world reached a consensus in Bali and Copenhagen. The Paris-Oslo process is endeavoring to put these commitments, especially in Copenhagen, into action. People want to see resources reaching governments, local communities, and civil society organizations to do the work that needs to be done on the ground. This is the opportunity that REDD+ presents. As we know, even before we left Denmark, the consensus in Copenhagen and the support by the public on climate was already being undermined. This attack has not abated and will continue to influence decisions of especially politicians and the private sector, to whom survival and profits are more important today than future threats. So many scientists have studied and clearly demonstrated that the world climate is changing and that humans needed to reduce greenhouse gases. Even then, most people prefer the status quo, and especially do not want to change their lifestyles that they are used to. It is easy to sacrifice the environment and to satisfy the basic needs today and face life-threatening situations tomorrow. Therefore, skeptics of climate change can quickly portray climate change advocates as alarmists and dissuade governments and the public from taking the right decisions and actions. We should therefore not leave Oslo without firm decisions that will facilitate actions. Continue to support the great work of UNFCCC and prepare us for Cancun, Mexico. In the meantime, people need firm decisions and actions, especially with respect to capacity building. They want to see financial mechanisms that are acceptable, effective, and transparent. In creating financial mechanisms for REDD+ and in the interest of time and efficiency, it is necessary to avoid delays, mistrust, and bureaucracy that will kill the enthusiasm and interest. It is necessary to build confidence and the trust, not only among governments, but also among the civil society. The United Nations, UNFCCC, and the partnership have many institutions to work with, including global ones like the World Bank and the regional ones like the Congo Forestry Fund. What is important is that facilitation is quick and effective to governments, civil society, and communities. In Kenya, for example, under the leadership of our Prime Minister, Raila Odinga, and direct coordination by UNEP, different stakeholders, including civil society organizations, the Spanish government, local communities, and local authorities, the threat of the Mao that the Prime Minister has talked about is being addressed. This is the water tower that feeds 12 rivers, including the Nile, Lake Victoria, and the great Serengeti Masai Mara ecosystem that many of you may be familiar with. Ladies and gentlemen, the work on this and other forested mountains cannot wait for long-term agreements. It needs support now. That is the state of the many initiatives throughout the world. The partnership allows the Mao Forest to demonstrate that it is possible to create a transparent and participatory process at any level. The initial degradation of the natural forest was partly due to commercial plantations of exotic species that also destroyed the local biological diversity. Funding agro-businesses that are developed at the expense of natural forests will meet much opposition, especially from civil society and local communities, who appreciate that such activities destroy the capacity of natural forests to provide the environmental services such as biodiversity, water, regulation of microclimates, and agriculture. What I also hear from the different sides is that some change in the culture of doing business around the forest and climate will be necessary, and that we must avoid pitfalls, especially of duplication, or of ignoring the role of other institutions. It is important to emphasize transparency, information sharing, reduce overlaps, recognize safeguards and rights, especially of indigenous people. The culture of giving is also changing, and is calling for results on the ground. That is not easy, because some countries do not have the financial resources and the technical capacity for REDD+. Secondly, even when countries are made ready, if they are not facilitated rapidly enough, they will not be able to initiate projects, and this will have been a missed opportunity. Unfortunately, history and the past experiences with donor funds have generated mistrust that needs to be overcome. Having an open, transparent process can help to ensure that the REDD+ initiative delivers results. Perhaps these issues need to be put on the table upfront so that we craft the necessary mechanisms with these important values in mind. Many countries need the readiness support. If there is no national capacity, funds advanced can be well managed, not so much because there is corruption or deliberate mismanagement, but simply because there is no adequate capacity, skills, and commitment. The states may be willing, but if their institutions are weak or even non-existent, they will not be able to deliver at the expected level. If this partnership is to deliver, it will be naive to expect performance without preparation. No marathon runner has ever won without preparing. That is why I fully support the call by the Central African leadership in the Brazil